Hey everybody, we're here with another interview today for our criminal justice students. So why don't you share with us who you are?
My name is Miranda Denny. I'm a senior, finally finishing college. I've been 6 years now trying to finish, so I'm getting there.
And you're in criminal justice, right?
Yes, criminal justice major, minor in psychology.
Okay, and just kind of talk a little bit about your childhood and background and, you know, that type thing.
My dad actually works at the courthouse in Jay County.
Okay.
And my uncle, I have an uncle who is a probation officer, and I have another uncle who is a detective down in Pendleton.
Okay.
So I kind of have a little bit of knowledge. I've been up to the courthouse, seen how the trials work. I job shadowed my uncle a couple times, so that's, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience in criminal justice, but I've been around it.
Well, I'd say you've probably got about 100% more than most people that I see in these programs.
Yeah.
So, well, what caused you to want to go to college then?
I think a lot of it had to do with my parents both went.
Yes.
And they said, you know, if you want to do something with your life, college is the way to go. And now, being here, I realize it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a good job without going to college.
Right.
Or even, I mean, you don't have to get a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
I mean, Ivy Tech, not a bad choice.
Yeah.
But I think if you really want to do something with your life and go on and have a good living, and I mean, you do need to get a degree of some sort.
Yeah.
So
you've been through a lot as far as the classes you've had then since you're almost done. Talk to us a little bit about your worst class experience that you ever had and what the ingredients are of why that was the worst class, okay?
I think the worst class I've ever had, I think it was more because the teacher didn't really teach. It was more, we read off of a PowerPoint. He doesn't give examples. He doesn't tell us about anything he's showing us. He reads exactly what it says, moves on, and I don't learn that way. Like, I need examples.
Who does?
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't, from that class, I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah.
Because I can sit and read a PowerPoint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do that on your own time.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what's your favorite class that you've had so far?
I had a class, wrongful convictions.
Oh, really?
Dr. Ramsey teaches
it.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful class.
It's really neat to see, well, it's not neat that these things happen.
Yeah, well, I understand.
But to see that these things do happen, and before I took the class, I didn't realize stuff like that happened.
Right.
And to see how often it does actually happen, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And where the breakdowns happen and why it goes wrong.
Exactly.
It blows my mind that people can sit in jail, prison.
Yeah.
For years and years.
I know. It's
for
awful.
something that they didn't do.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's really bad, especially with the death penalty. If you're facing the death penalty and you didn't do something. Yeah, that's an absolutely excellent example of a good class.
Oh, I loved it.
I want to talk a little bit about the class we just are finishing up here in criminal law. The thing I try to introduce this semester is to try to straighten out the PowerPoint experience to where it's more meaningful for you as a student, but also more meaningful as a presenter, so that you learn a skill of how to do PowerPoints and then how to do PowerPoints more effectively.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? I mean, do you think that's been a good idea, or? I
do. I mean, when we do it and you actually have to research it and learn about it, that does help. It's not just reading the PowerPoint. You've got to do the research, and you've got to understand what's going on and what you're talking about and to get up there and present it.
Yeah.
And even when you do the PowerPoint, it's not just reading off of the PowerPoint. You give us the examples and your real life experiences that help us understand.
Yeah. Which is the sordid life I've led, you know. I mean.
Lots of examples, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not all good, but you know, hey.
But they're still examples.
Exactly.
And they do. It helps us learn to see what you've been through.
Yeah. Well, and I think you've got to start somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, I mean, I really enjoyed having you in class, and I hope you have a great future. And that brings me to the final thing I want to ask you about, and that, what is the future? What do you plan on doing for the future?
I would like to go on, and I've thought about getting a master's degree in criminology because I do think this is probably one of the most interesting things that I've studied so far.
Right.
I've thought about law school.
Yeah.
I think it would be neat, but I think if I were to do law school, I'd want to be like some sort of like child advocate.
Right.
So I don't know, either one of those two things. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, that sounds great. I mean, I've had experience in those things.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of things. I didn't do any of them very well, but I mean, I really enjoyed working, trying to help kids in all different levels, you know, and I think that would be very meaningful. And I mean, that's so much of what we have to do is like find our bliss, you know what I mean? I mean, it's you got to have a paycheck. I mean, everybody has to have it, but if earning that paycheck is like killing you, then it's just not really worth it. Whereas if you feel like, hey, I'm doing something worthwhile and important, and I'm helping other people, and oh yeah, I get paid to do it, that's a plus, you know. So
I guess it's as long as you feel like you're not really working, isn't that what they say?
yeah, in a way, yeah, that's exactly right. That it's just what you do, and it just comes naturally to you. So that's the best.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's basically it for today. Thanks for sharing with us,
You're
and
welcome.
good luck in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.